Greetings. Good to be here with all of you guys. Good morning. Good morning to you all out there, wherever you're at. Thank you for being here with me on this fine Monday. And welcome to beginning of the week. Hit the subscribe button down below. And I say it every week to all you guys that have done that, salutations and thank you for all that. And thank you for being a part of this thing in here that we call a podcast, And don't forget about that voicemail, everyone. That voicemail number. You can leave a text or a voicemail or whatever you want. But let us know what's going on. Let us know about the beginning of your week. Get at us at that number, man. 828-209-8777. So, but man, it's good to be here. It's just good to be back, man. I mean, to be honest, it's good to damn be able to speak again more than anything. Because last week, I caught that laryngitis, that just leers in your damn voice box, and you can't even pronounce out you can't even buy a vowel if you even wanted to, just because you can't talk right. That's what it is. We take our voice for granted every single day, and then when you lose it, it's so frustrating because, now how a mute person maybe sounds, or, someone that just, lost their voice box from, smoking those Camel filters or non-filters or those old golds, that sort of thing. So, but I'm just glad to be here. I'm feeling way better than I did. So, but man, I'm just happy to kick that sickness, and now I'm here making big strides with you all, and damn, man, that's about all I can ask for, man. So, but welcome again to the podcast. So, how you guys doing out there? What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to this morning, huh? I mean, you making breakfast muffins out of some crab cakes or something like that? Some crab cake mix, or maybe, putting a scoop of butter in your coffee, because you're on that paleo diet. So no bread, no ice cream, no cheese, no crackers. I'm not talking about white people, but I'm talking about those animal biscuit joints. That thing, man. You know what I'm talking about. You can't have that because that's not on your regular dietary plan. That's not what you got going on today. But what you doing this morning? Anyone out there, what you doing? You're probably getting the kids ready for school, and we know how that goes, man. We got, you got one kid that doesn't want to get dressed at all, and you got another kid that's out there just crying in the corner because he didn't get to watch his favorite cartoons this morning, or, whatever that is, whatever the kids are watching, growing up, it was Darkwing Duck and Tailspin and those Rescue Rangers out there, you got that fat rat, going for that cheese or whatever, and he gets a fucking whiff of that sort of thing, and you saw his his damn whiskers turned up like damn Picasso. But whatever your kids are into nowadays, whatever cartoons are out there, but you got that little Nino out there crying in the corner, and meanwhile, while all this is going on, you got, you're trying to get yourself ready, on top of, trying to slap another damn slap another you're trying to strap another diaper onto the baby, And of course you put that son of a bitch on backwards because it's harder for him to get, to get into that streaker mode. You know what I'm talking about? Because those adhesive strips, those tabs are on the back. And that's something my mom used to do with me because I dabble in that early age nudity, you know and that's something, and that's when you can get away with it, when you're, because no one's going to look at no one's going to, you know hit you with that lawsuit if you were only, 2 or 3 running around in the yard, showing all your naughty bits to everybody, but yeah, that's about the only time that you can actually get away with that, uh with that with that young nudity, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But man, whatever you got going on right now on this Monday morning, I hope it's treating you guys all right. So, but man, what's been going on? What's been going on? Wah, 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 wah. Well, man, have you ever started? This happened to me this morning, man. Have you ever started cleaning something and then while you're cleaning, you're cleaning that one thing, it turns into, you cleaning another thing, like, hey man, I'm gonna vacuum up this room, real quick because it needs it. And the next thing you know, while you're vacuuming, you start, picking some things off the floor in your closet, or you start, or maybe, you haven't, put some clothes up hung your clothes up in a while or whatever, and then you start doing that, and then the next thing you know, you're rearranging your closet, and then while that's all happening, you start digging through old boxes that you forgot about, and before you know it, man, you're damn spring cleaning all of a sudden. And my buddies used to do that on Adderall. They used to just pop a couple of those, gloop, 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 little alley-oop, and then they used to hit the ground running. And the thing is, man, when they hit that ground, they fucking clean everything from the top of the, the base, from the top of the trim on the closet all the way down to the baseboards. They'd fucking repaint that shit if they wanted to, but they really get in it, man, just like a hippie fucking doing that that hippie speedball, you know what I'm talking about? They take a couple of hits of that fucking and then they, slug a couple shots of espresso back in their fucking head, and the next thing you know, you're just, and you're on it. And next thing you know, you're just cleaning the whole damn house, But man, that's what happened to me this morning. Not me, popping this or smoking that or whatever. But this morning I was cleaning up a couple things, and the next thing you know, I'm going through some old stuff that I had run into, and one of the things that I ran into was an old yearbook, and it was a middle school yearbook. So this took place maybe in, we're talking about mid-90s, 93, 94, something like that, And so I started flipping through it, and man, back then, everyone looked poor. Everyone looked poor, because all the pictures were in black and white. And everyone dressed in, everyone was dressing in damn sweatpants and sweatshirts, and some people had braces, and others, they were just missing teeth, and a couple people were just in there just straight up gumming, dude. I mean, they could probably, they probably had they probably had their wisdom teeth intact or whatever, but, I mean, they're just out there, and you're like, fuck, I forgot about that shit. And, because really, man, they just looked, I mean, I say they, I mean, we all, we all just looked like straight up shit. And that's, that's what it was, And while I was flipping, while I flipped through that, I went to, the front of it, and, the actual cover, where people would, you remember where people used to sign that thing, and you'd get something like, hey, I hope you have a great summer, get stoned, something like that, or like, hey, Jason, the more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap. Stay safe, You get shit like that written in your yearbook, and or if you had like a crush on a girl or something like that, and you wanted her to sign your yearbook, but you didn't know, like, you didn't have to go, you didn't know how to go up to her, so you got a buddy to do that for you and everything, and that's what happened to me, man. I had a crush on this girl, and I didn't know, I just was so nervous that I just didn't know what to, how do I do that? How do I go up to this girl and just say, hey, but I mean, and here, So I got one of my friends to do it and everything, and she signed my yearbook and that sort of thing, and it said, have a nice summer, Jack. And, and I looked at it and I'm like, who the fuck is Jack? My name's Zach, And because, she didn't even know who I was at the time, I just wanted to, at that point in time, because, I just felt so bad, I wanted to freaking just throw myself into oncoming traffic, and maybe, get a old Accord, or maybe, some sort of, it could have been anything that had a motorized, engine in it, just fucking take me out, dude, And that's the worst thing, man, when you got, this liking for another person, and then they don't even know who you are, And man, that's happened to me a couple times. There was one girl that I had a huge crush on. And I remember back then, I used to style out this, this thing that I got going on my skull. I used to style up my hair, with that gel. And man, I used a lot of that shit, And my hair looked like it, my hair looked like it danced for New Kids on the Block, And that, cause that shit was just stiff as fuck, dude. You know what I'm talking about? You use like half a thing of LA gear, or LA looks or whatever, and you fucking put that shit in your hair, and fuck, dude, I'll just say that, some people would walk by, and some say that, I use so much of it that my hair was damn bulletproof almost, because I'm sure you fucking shoot a 45 at this Zach Morris hairstyle that I had back then, and it'd probably catch that thing in it. You know what I'm talking about? And and I'm just letting you know, man, that I'm talking, there wasn't a single damn element that nature could even throw at me to mess up my fucking do. You know what I'm talking about? Not a single one. You know? A powerful wind couldn't even fucking come through the west. You know? Because that thing just isn't gonna touch it. It ain't gonna move it. It better be a damn hurricane, cause this hairstyle ain't moving. you know. But but yeah, man. I mean, the only thing that could really do some damage to my hair back then was sweat, really. Rain couldn't even fucking, I mean, you put a couple droplets of rain on here and it just soak right up and make it even harder. But sweat, dude, that was the enemy for me, And one day, man, as I got older, like in 8th grade or whatever, I had the courage finally to go up to this new girl, Kelly, and I was trying to ask her out. But the only thing is, I was like, that I was so nervous, and the sweat started fucking pouring out of it just felt like it was pouring out of every pore that I had available, and I just kept on rubbing my hands together. I was wiping my forehead, and then I was running my fingers through my hair. Then I kept wiping my fucking eyes and everything. And then the next thing you know, because of me rubbing my eyes, right when I was right in the middle of this conversation, just talking to her, I just feel my eyes start fucking like they were getting glued together. So I'm like looking at her like halfway with one eye, and it looked like I was kind of fucking crying because it just burnt like shit, and it kind of looked like I just burnt, like I was just puffing one of those old fucking Bob Marley cigarettes. You know what I'm talking about? And so then I just start tearing up. And then I was like, dude, I can't take it anymore. I just can't. So I was like, I can't take it. So I just ran off. And then I tried to find my way, to the nearest bathroom and everything to wash my fucking tears and gel out of my face. And it was just so embarrassing. And that was the last time that I had spoke with her, and we'd pass each other in the hallway, and dude, I was just so embarrassed, and I was, I could never say hi to her, and because I just felt like a little bitch, and I just never get, every time I look at a gel product, I always think back to that right there, And the thing is, later on in life, she started seeing one of my friends, and hot damn, that made me jealous, dude. Because I just always thought, like, man, that could have been me, And but I mean, now, I mean, whatever she's doing, she's probably got kids and, living the glorious life, I guess, with with that white picket fence, and maybe a couple hamsters or an iguana or something like that, or whatever, man. But man, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Like, again, it's crazy to look back on things like that, like this yearbook, or like an old photo album, But damn, dude, I love that stuff. I do. I love that. I love the nostalgic feeling. I just love nostalgia. And the thing is, like, you get that. You get that when you actually, like, when you touch, or when you feel, or when you flip through like pages of of something that's, that's right in front of you, like it's like connecting you to the past in a way, you know? It's like, it almost feels like you're going back in time, man, you know? And nowadays we have all these digital files that get lost or buried in the depths of our devices, and it just doesn't carry the same weight, you know? It just doesn't. It doesn't feel the same as it did when we used to have to take those, when we used to have to take those disposable cameras and drop, or like the rolls of film, and drop them off into into a place like Eckerd's or Kmart or fucking Pizza Hut or some place like that would get your pictures done for you, you know? And thing is, one of my buddies back in the day, he used to work at one of those places, man. And he would see all sorts of crazy shit. You'd have one guy come in and he'd drop off, you'd have to slip your your canister with your roll of film, you'd have to put it in like a I don't know, like a package deal, and sign your name on it and everything. And then they'd call you up whenever your film was ready. And so then you pick it up then, but you'd have some guy, drop off his summer vacation pictures, that he wanted to develop of him and his family and that sort of thing. And because they went to like, Disney World or Virginia Beach or, Canada or whatever, something like that. And then you have another person, next person come in and, and they were into like, they're just out there showing off their fucking buttholes and privates, and just doing stuff that, probably, their mom and dad would, probably, regret, looking at, I guess, but, or something like that, whatever. But he said one time he had this one woman come in, man, and she had all these pictures of her having sex with these two guys that looked like, these guys were dressed up like, man, what, Party On, or no, not Party On, what was it? Because that's a different, I don't know, they were dressed up like damn, like the guys from Bill and Ted's Excellent Journey or Adventure or whatever it was back then, and that was a movie that came out in the 90s, I think it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or something, but it had damn Keanu Reeves in there and whoever that other guy was, and it was about these two guys that went back in time to help went back in time or in the future or something like that to help history out or something like that, whatever it was. But man, back then, man, it's no big surprise that my buddy, saw some guy that looked like Bill getting a little wild, Wild Bill getting a little wild with Ted and some strange girl in some hotel room or wherever they were, man, whatever they were doing, Again, it was the 90s where everyone, owned those parachute pants and a pair of Converse and a camera where, you had to take your film in to get developed and that sort of thing. But damn, man, I don't know. It was just kind of nice to look back, to look back at certain pictures and how, people people look back then, and how, it kind of makes you wonder, what some of those people are doing nowadays. And I know that you could just get on Facebook, probably type these people's names in and see what they're doing, but it just kind of makes you wonder what, because people just really, people just post on Facebook their magical moments, or like the moments that you only like want to see or whatever, or that they want you to see. You don't get the rest of the I don't know, you just don't you don't really get to see what's actually going on in their like real lives, I guess. And that's just, I guess that's what for me, like to actually hold the photos and flip through them, and that sort of thing is just I don't know, I guess I just hold that kind of in my heart. So but damn, man, but yeah, man, I went in there and just spring cleaned all this stuff, and I ran into so many things, and I'm like, hot damn, I still got this thing and that, and like, oh my God, I drew this so long ago. It was almost like opening up a time capsule for a moment, and it's like, boy, I remember this. So next time I see or visit my mom, or some other, maybe my sister or something like that, I'm gonna straight up ask for I'm gonna straight up ask for a photo album and take a look at that, because it just makes me wonder, about the places that I lived and that sort of thing. I just love shit like that. But anyways, not to get off on the yearbook thing, but it was just fun. It was cool to look at, man. So if you got, a couple yearbooks floating around or whatever, or, like, get in there, man. See what's going on, Who knows? You might have, you might have forgotten an old friend, and then you want to look them up and say, hello, or what's going on, or how have you been, and reconnect a little bit, that sort of thing. So, but it was just nice to see, man. That's all. So, well, we got a text from a listener that came in last week, so we were gonna get into that just for a second. And thank you for everyone that has texted or the voicemail. Again, man, if you got a question, or for any of these listeners out there, man, or for me or whomever, I'm trying to make this about you guys more than myself. So, but again, if you want to share something, man, get at us at that voicemail / text number, and that number is, man, 828-209-8777. So let's get into this thing, man. It says, hey, I was wondering, is there anybody growing up that you admire or wanted to be like? I always looked up to Slash from Guns N' Roses because I play guitar, just not very well, but I think he's one of the best. I was just curious as to what you thought or who you admired when you were growing up. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, man. There's a couple of people that I admired back in the day, man. Like, dude, Jim Carrey was one of the, man. He was one of the top, man. I don't know, man. The way he presented himself with when Ace Ventura came out, man. I tried to be just like him, running around, doing, trying to do the best impressions that I could, like, I mean, I'll probably mess it up right now, but what in the world is going on with you, Pilgrim, or whatever it was, or like, of course, the banquet beer, that, whoever that cat was, But fuck, man, yeah, Jim Carrey was one of them. You play guitar, I play bass. I've always looked up to, Flea. Flea's a big influence on me. Um, you know, Not saying I admired the cat. Frank Thomas from the damn White Sox. Remember Big Hurt? Dude, that boy would fucking blast a little b-ball, fucking baseball right out of the damn stadium, and everyone got excited when he was just. It was like number 35, the Big Hurt, and everyone was afraid of this dude. Who else? Patrick Waugh, from the Colorado Avalanche. I mean, I played goalie. He was a goalie back in the day, so I looked up to him on his playing style, and that was he just that was another dude. But those are all people that like I don't know. But one person that I really did admire growing up, when you had that question like, who would you like to be when you grew up, or be like, or whatever, and I like at one point in time, all these kids in the classroom were, they're like Superman or I don't know, fuck, dude, anybody, Freddy Krueger, something like that, just like, I don't want to say bullshit, but it's like people that aren't even in your realm of existence. You don't know any of these people, but for me at that point in time, I looked up to my dad, man, more than anything, because my dad's raised 5 kids that aren't even his, and my dad, he's just an overall good dude, man. And I can't I can't thank him enough for everything that he's done for me while I've been alive, and it just, I did, like, he was the one. I've had a lot of stepdads, but and all those were, they were just full of themselves and a bunch of, they were lunatics, man. Well, I had one stepdad that fuck you up, dude, if you just, if you didn't eat everything on your plate, but I'm not going to get into any of that, but I guess, let's see, what's your name again, dude? Mark. Yeah, Mark, I'd say my dad. He's always been there for me whenever I got into trouble, or if I, if, I don't know, he's always just been there. It didn't matter how many times I fucked up, dude. Getting arrested and, all sorts of shit. The list goes on, man. And me, I was a little pain in the ass back in the day, so, but at least he was there, and he never, he told me, the worst time that I could ever think of him, my stepdads again, man, they beat my ass, but that was never as bad as, my actual dad, whenever I messed up, him saying that he was disappointed in me more than anything, man. I'd get hit with a belt 80 times. It just, but that every single time I got hit, that was nowhere near the as devastating as, my dad saying that, my real dad saying that he was disappointed in me. So, but man, yeah, that's what I got. I think. I hope that answers your question, Mark. So, and thanks for hitting up the damn, the damn voicemail more than anything, man. And if you guys got someone that you admire or something like that, text us. Let us know who you admire. 828-209-8777. Get at us at the voicemail. So, but thank you for that, man. And I hope that answers your question again. So, boy, we're gonna jump into some strange news real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here. It says an airplane passenger fined in Sydney for urinating in a cup. And you're like, what? It says right here that a passenger has been fined for urinating in a cup during a delay and deplaning after landing in Sydney Airport. The incident after a 3-hour Air New Zealand flight from Auckland, however you pronounce it, occurred last December in a Sydney court. And a Sydney court fined the 53-year-old man $395 for offensive behavior on Friday. The incident only came to the public attention on Friday when New Zealand's new website, Stuff, reported that a passenger in the same row identified only as Holly said that she had reported the behavior to the air crew. And she said that her and her 15-year-old daughter were sitting in an aisle in the middle seats when a man in the window, whose name is not to be released, was urinating in a cup. And she said that they were sitting on the tarmac for 20 minutes waiting for the terminal gate to open, and she heard an unmistakable sound from a passenger urinating in a cup. And she said that this guy was obviously quite drunk and spilled the urine on the flight attendants. Woo-wee! Boy, man, we know how to get real crazy in fucking Australia, dude. Australian federal police said the statement that the officers removed him from the plane because he had urinated into a cup while in his seat. Well, okay. Hot damn. Urinations on a plane. What about, hey, man. Hot damn. I guess, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. It's just, hey, man, if you were riding around in a fucking, I don't know. That's crazy. That's all I can say. Yeah. All right. Well, urination happens, I guess. I'm surprised he didn't get more, So, what else? Children race to collect marshmallows dropped from a helicopter at Detroit Park. Okay. It's kind of strange. They're dropping off marshmallows in the what? Let's see what that's all about. It says that if I can get that thing right here, man. It said it rained marshmallows at a suburban Detroit park on Friday as children raced to snatch up thousands of gooey treats being dropped from a helicopter. Hundreds of children raved and cheered as the helicopter passed by on its way to the drop zone. Once there, a passenger dumped the treats out of the sack onto the grass below as the children darted to him. It kind of sounds like a bunch of perverts in a damn a helicopter, which is just But officials stressed that although the fluffy treats are tempting, they must not be eaten because of hitting the ground. So instead, the kids exchanged the marshmallows they collected for a prize bag containing candy and a coloring book and a one-day pass to a water park. That's kind of cool, you know? That's different. But it was children with disabilities. Oh, okay. Well, damn, man, that's fucking, as long as they aren't slamming damn, those puffy marshmallows into each other's eyeballs or whatever, and they're just, and they aren't hunkering down on them, biting on that shit while they're, picking them up with their nostrils or whatever. That's, I mean, I guess you can, that's different. That's all I could say. That's fucking different. So, what else? Thailand has a plan to contain the monkey mayhem in the popular tourist town of Lopburi. I don't know, man. I botched that name, and I'm sorry, guys, but damn. So it sounds like the monkeys are going a little, I want to say it, but it's too corny to say. But I do want to say it. Looks like they're going a little ape shit, But let's see. Thai wildlife officials have planned to bring peace to the central Thai city after at least a decade of human-monkey conflict. What? What? Let's see. It says the monkeys were frequently trying to snatch food from the humans, sometimes resulting in tussles that can leave people with scratches and injuries. But the outrage grew in March, where a woman dislocated her knee after a monkey pulled her off her feet in an effort to grab food, and another man was knocked off a motorcycle. Woo, by a hungry monkey. Dang, those damn bad little chimps aren't fucking around, are they? Hot damn. They're saying, I don't want any humans to have to hurt monkeys. I don't want any monkeys to have to hurt humans. That's crazy. And one of my buddies, man, he's been looking at monkeys. That's what he's been doing on his Instagram. He's been looking at monkeys stealing purses and whatever else out there. So, it says an official monkey catching campaign was launched last week, prioritizing more aggressive alpha males. They had caught 37 monkeys so far, and they have been placed under the care of wildlife authorities in neighboring provinces. And that's, man. So these guys have just been running around the city for a damn decade, stealing corn chips and corn nuts and fucking Slurpees and probably a couple, $100 and some cell phones and whatever they're out there doing, dude. They're out there being, nature's best, I guess, something like that. So, but wow, that's crazy. But why'd they let it go on for so long? I wonder. It says Thailand that are facing problems with monkeys. He said 52 of the country's 77 provinces have had problems with them. Damn. Well, I'm not fucking going over there, man. I'm not trying to get a fucking finger snatched off my body because some, little chimpada, one of those guys wants to, thinking it's a fucking fish stick or something like that. Wow, that's crazy. Anyways, that's the strange news that we got for this week, dude. So, But not much else is happening this week. Oh, we got the championship game for March Madness. UConn versus Purdue, I think it is. We got that happening tonight at whatever time, 9 o'clock. So if you guys been keeping up with that, that's something to get into. But other than that, man, we're just, we're at the start of April. So, but yeah, that's what we got this week on here. So, we are planning. I'm gonna talk to a person that that I've been trying to get on here for a while, or thinking about getting on, a tattoo artist. And she's a local tattoo artist. She's one of she's one of my I haven't talked to her in a little while, but she's ready to come on here, and we'll probably have her on in a couple weeks, something like that. We're just trying to pat down some scheduling, and we're just gonna make it happen. But I've been thinking about having her on for a while, so but we contacted her, and I'm gonna talk to her later on, probably today, and try to get that going, because I think she would be an interesting person to get in here and speak with. So, but yeah, man, not much else is going on, dude. Just cleaning, doing that spring cleaning. That's what it is. What it is. So, but I guess I'm gonna get out of here, guys, and I hope everyone out there has an incredible week. Help out a neighbor. The sun's coming out. The grass is growing. Maybe wash a neighbor's car for him or something like that. Bake them a little treat. Send one of your little sons over there. Send that son over with that diaper going on. Have his little ass fucking, deliver a couple baked goods to her or something like that. To some old lady that, that can't do the baking herself or something like that. Do whatever, make someone feel good out there this week. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you next Monday. All right. And, again, man, I'm glad that I got my voice back. That means the world to me today. So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Love you, and stay true to yourselves out there. All right? Be well, everyone.